Side effects of steroids can be complete diseases for other people. That's a quote from a Lupus Foundation director, and I completely agree with this. Let me tell you the 5 diseases she's referring to that for other people are a disease on their own, but for people who have to take prednisone, it's just a side effect. So, what are these diseases and how did we find out about this? Well, the World Lupus Federation surveyed over 700 people in 100 countries, and they've got these results. And so they asked these people what side effects they're experiencing and if they had ever experienced at least one of the following complete diseases. And of those, 6 out of 10 people who had ever taken prednisone for lupus had suffered at least one of these diseases. And then 7 out of 10 people who had taken prednisone or another steroid for at least 5 years had suffered at least one of these. So the first one is diabetes. And I completely agree that diabetes is a disease. It's one of the most common diseases the world is being afflicted with right now. And prednisone causes its own special form of diabetes called steroid-induced diabetes. And so this is most definitely a side effect of prednisone. In fact, they named the drug category after this side effect because diabetes is often associated with high blood sugars. And another way of calling high blood sugar is high blood glucose. And so the name of this type of drug is glucocorticoid. So this is a real and potentially life-threatening side effect of prednisone. The second disease that is a side effect of prednisone is heart disease. And this can range anything from heart palpitations to arrhythmias that are fatal to heart attacks, strokes, and basically any heart complication you can think of could be worsened by prednisone. And lupus itself can worsen heart disease. So is it the lupus or is it the prednisone? It's most likely both. Number 3 is organ failure. Now, I don't really know if this is really a prednisone side effect because I don't typically hear or read about organ failure caused by prednisone. This is very commonly associated with lupus, whether it's eyes or kidneys, heart disease, maybe even lungs, can all be affected by the lupus itself. And so I think this is probably more of a disease complication from lupus and not necessarily a side effect complication. Number 4 is osteoporosis. Now, I fully believe that this is caused by prednisone itself and not necessarily the lupus because prednisone is the number 1 drug that causes osteoporosis. In fact, the doctor to prescribe prednisone the most created a guideline to deal with how bad this complication is. That's how real this is. And finally, number 5 is vision impairment. Prednisone can cause anything from glaucoma to cataracts to just plain old blurry vision, from permanent eye side effects to things like the blurry vision that go away eventually after you stop taking it. And so while prednisone can cause all of these terrible complications, what's important is the good news that 90% of people in the survey said that taking prednisone was worth it. They were grateful it existed, that it helped their disease. At the same time, 95% of them suffered at least one side effect. It's pretty hard to take prednisone and not experience a side effect. So if you are suffering side effects like these thousands of people throughout the world taking steroids, I have the Prednisone Checklist for you. It includes the top side effects of prednisone and what you can do about it. If you are suffering and you're thinking, isn't there anything I can do to feel better? I outline exactly what to do so that you don't have to feel horrible while taking prednisone. That you can have your disease, have prednisone to treat your disease, but not have to deal with such horrible side effect diseases as well. That there are things you can do to combat at least a few of these major diseases caused by prednisone. Just click the link below to download your own prednisone checklist now. Signing off is Dr. Megan, your prednisone pharmacist.